My name is Julia Tate, and today I'll be talking to you about social media. Social media is always one that perks people's ears, always a topic that a lot of people like to hear about because a lot of people have social media. Any free time that millennials or just teenagers would have, they'd go on social media. I personally believe that social media does not live up to the hype. And that's really overall that it's not worth it to have. A lot of people who don't have it, which isn't that many, but a lot of people who don't have it, they feel they should have it, or those who are not allowed to. A lot of times I tell them, hey, it's not worth the hype. I wouldn't get it. Ultimately, I just wouldn't advise it for those who are younger who don't fully understand it. Statistics show that 45% of the population uses social media. That is about 3.5 billion of our population. That number is only growing. Whether that's Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, there are so many attractive platforms that make people want to go on it, and it is very addictive. Although numerous people see the benefits of social media, not as many see the drawbacks. A couple of examples that I thought of would be cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is a very widespread problem amongst the social network. According to a study by PhD Justin Patchen, about 37% of young people between the ages of 12 and 7 have been bullied online. A lot of people become blind to what is behind closed doors because this isn't happening to them personally or to those they love. This is a very, very big problem that a lot of people don't see. They just see the, hey, I can show off to my friends what I'm doing, different stuff like that, and they don't see that a lot of problems can be on social media. What comes with an online world is it's so easy to put on a fake front so that people can see only what you want them to see. A statistic by Alex Grant says that records show that 18,000 people were victims of catfishing or romance fraud. Catfishing and romance fraud is also a huge problem amongst the teenage generation when it comes to social media. Many experts believe that the actual number of catfish cases is much higher, but the people fail to report it out of embarrassment. A lot of people, if they are catfished or if they are bullied, they don't want to report it because, yes, they are embarrassed, like I said before, or maybe they knew the person or something like that and they didn't want to get them in trouble, but it is a huge problem and it needs to be fixed. There are so many more negative aspects of social media that are a lot more common. Laziness, pornography, comparison, social anxiety. Comparison is another huge one, especially amongst girls. You can post your own stuff, and a lot of times people put up a fake front, so when you post something, others will see it and they'll think, oh, their life is perfect, when in reality it's really not. But despite the downfalls of social media, a discussion of social media's benefits is important too. These benefits include keeping up with friends and relatives. People often use social media to stay in touch with people who live very, very far away. Long-distance relationships are a lot of times the stem of social media. A lot of times they meet online, figure out, hey, we don't live that close to each other, and social media is a good platform where they can keep in contact. After all, updating people daily on one's life is important when it comes to individuals' closeness and oneself. What better or more immediate way to tell someone, hey, I got engaged, or hey, I want to tell you the gender of my new baby that we're expecting. But anything like that, it's fun to keep updated on friends and relatives' lives. In other words, social media is itself not all bad. How a person uses social media is his or her level of maturity is a necessary aspect to consider when determining media usage. If you are really honest with yourself, is your social media benefiting you? A lot of people don't ask ask these kind of questions that need to be asked of, hey, am I really just doing it to be selfish? Am I really just on the explore page way too long for hours and hours upon a time? I had a social media once, and why I feel so strongly about it is I would delete social media off my phone, and then I would get it back a few days later once I felt not guilty anymore for being on it for so many hours. A lot of times when social media is very important to people, it consumes their lives and it affects their relationships, and people can have social anxiety and they'll only want to talk online, and relationships become to form online, and in person they won't want to talk. They'll just only want to text. If you're finding yourself comparing yourself with others or spending 2 hours too long on the explore page, is one's time spent on social media arguably used to promote more goodness or more gossip? A lot of what social media is what the latest celebrity is doing, who broke up with who divorced who, or anything like that. Really information that we don't need to know. We have our own lives. We can we need to focus more on work and school and more important things, not on a celebrity's gossip life or how they're living. Is one's time spent on social media? Social media itself is just a platform. In a sense, it is neutral. However, one must ask, is maintaining a social media presence more helpful or harmful to me? Am I strong enough and old enough to resist the real negative consequences of social media that do occur for so many people? Asking such questions is better to inform online decision making going forward. I hope that I have got you thinking about why social media is not the best for you. Ultimately, what are you going to do about it? For this persuasive speech, I have talked to you about social media, and I hope that I have better informed you on why you may delete it, or going forward, whatever you feel you should do. Thank you.